Hey, great day, y'all. Real quick, ask yourself this question. You don't got to ask it out loud. You don't got to answer it out loud, but ask yourself this question. Am I being led by my ego or my God state, my divinity, the highest version of me, my source, the part of me that operates from a place of nothing missing and nothing broken, my peace? Am I influenced? Is my decision making influenced by those things, by that thing, or is it influenced by my ego? Our egos. I like how I heard a gentleman say ego stands for edging God out. And it is, because it's always an idea of you. Your ego is a self-made idea of a version of you that is separate from the source within you. The abundant power that is within you. It's the version of you that you create, that you imagine, the illusion of you that you create that is without connection to the almighty power and source within you. That's why everything that your ego be talking about is rooted in lack. That's why your ego needs so much protection. Because your ego is not connected to source. It's not connected to abundance. So it moves in a way of having to figure out what will allow it to survive. Source and abundance is on thriving mode, not surviving mode. If you missed my live the other day, or yesterday rather, I was talking about the difference between surviving and thriving, in hopes that you would come to understand that there's different ways that you have been thinking, operating, and vibrating that are in our alignment with surviving and will never lead you to thriving. You hear what I'm saying? So ask yourself, am I following my ego or my God state? Let's talk about what I call the God state, that greater version of you. I know for sure that there's been a time where you have said, something told me. And you followed whatever that thing was that something told you, and you got a good result. And it wasn't until you got the good result that you realized that I followed some just instruction that was within me, and it got me here. That something is your divinity. That something is that your God state. That something is the abundant version of you that knows the path to get you where you need to be in the way of least resistance, in the way that's going to bring you the optimal amount of joy. And since you created no resistance to it and you just followed its instructions, it led you to either where you wanted to be or to somewhere greater. If you listen to that same voice, if you understood that something that you're referring to is the God within you, and you listen to that God within you more often, and then you didn't create a resistance to that God within you more often, greater things are going to happen. Greater shall you do, greater shall you be, greater shall you have. That's what I'm talking about. You know, that's what I talk about in the Greater Existence book. Excuse me. The Greater Existence book is really all about that. Getting out of your way and tapping into a high level of greatness. I'm going to read you key number 36. If you stop using your memory to guide you, the past cannot recycle itself through you. You were born to direct your thoughts, not be directed by your thoughts. You are meant to use your emotions and control your emotions, not be controlled and used by your emotions. Making movements based on the past may easily damage the present and cripple future possibilities. Stay connected to source and soul. Allow them to guide you. Stop cycles. You stop cycles when you do something new. You cannot be moving in the power of your intention, if you are reacting to something in your present based off of what happened in your past. Key number 36, Greater Existence, 111 keys to walking in your infinity. That says it all. Follow source. Follow your soul, not your ego, not your doubts, not your fears, not your worries. You know, fear starts with indecision. Indecision leads to doubt. Doubt leads to fear. That's in this book, Manifesting You. Unlearn and relearn some things with this book. 111 Keys to Unlocking Your Divinity. So you got plenty of options, plenty of tools that connect you back to the source, connect you back to that greater version of you. And you just need to get used to dealing with life the way the source within you would deal with it. Not the way your environment has told you to deal with it or got you used to dealing with it. Not the way that your feelings would have you deal with it. Not the way that people expect you to deal with it. How would the abundant version of you deal with it? Connect yourself to source. How would you handle that situation if you had more time? How would you deal with that situation if you had more money? How would you handle the situation if you had a fullness of love rather than looking at it from your hurt feelings? Like, live in wholeness. You do have the opportunity, you know. I know you've been taught to always look at things from a place of lack, and that's why it seems first nature to even rely on your ego at times, because that's what your ego is based in. But you are greater. And you should accept that. And then you should start moving in a greater way. And the sooner that you do that, the sooner you'll become tapped in, tuned in to that greatness that's within you. The only thing that's standing in the way are the false identities you've created that separated you from that. And where you choose to place your faith. If you choose to place your faith in the power within you, you'll move with power. If you find assurance, rest, and being powerless in the situation, you'll go with that too. It's all up to you. There was a video earlier with Derek talking from the It's Okay to Cry Bro podcast. The question that was asked to Derek was if men change in a relationship. And Derek gave a great example of how he saw something in his wife that made him want to change who he was, change how he was to obtain what he wanted with her. And that's a perfect example of when you declare something of value, you will do what is needed to keep it in that condition. You will do what is needed to, you'll water it and give it what it needs to grow. You will be instrumental in providing it whatever it needs to make it better. You know, that's what love does. Love is always willing to put in the effort that's required to turn good into great and keep it in that condition. So this works all the way around, though. Anything that you declare valuable, you're willing to do what's going to keep it in that condition. Your car, a relationship, an asset. Deem yourself, deem your energy, deem the God within you, deem your purpose so valuable that you're willing to do the things that are required to keep it in its best condition. Take your God state that seriously. Take the God within you that seriously. See it of value. Handle it accordingly. Stay connected to your greatness. Stay connected to your source. Because all your struggles, illnesses, scarcities, situations of lack come from a disconnected, that we become disconnected from the field of our existence, the field of intention that operates from wholeness. So move from a place of wholeness and watch how things change. I keep telling you, be the thermostat, not the temperature. All right? Be great, be powerful, be God's. I love you to life. I wouldn't water you if I didn't want you to grow. If you haven't already, use the discount code that's available to you to save on my books, classes, joining the... Be great.